sorry about that. I don't know why that thing went offline there. Yeah, sorry that stupid thing went offline there, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I gotta yell at my canine here. Jackson. This thing cuts out. Look at that. Looks like we all check out. That stream. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why when it connects like headphones or does something weird, it kicks me out. Stop and say stream stop due to null NULL, which I'm not smart to know what that means. I'm sure it means null and void. 9.6. You cannot get there with 9.6. What you can do is a pretty four left, 3 at top. We have our line right. We don't need a ton of curl. Don't miss that side grate, you idiot. That's going to be in the water. Alright. Oh, good time. Watch your back up. Obviously, in retrospect, looking at it, I probably could have gone more than like 3 topspin, but I really didn't want to be in that much trouble for the second shot, but it's not the second shot. Thanks, Sam. See that for that. It's better than saying how to put white down. Yes. I made that mistake once. It sounded terrible. That's like what he meant to do. Uphill, take away ring. 1.3. 1.6. So kind of play it at these rings. Should be okay. Alright. I know those always look like they get super lucky when they hit the stick, and I can't argue against that, but they seem to go in pretty regularly. Close. I found more luck with that in dunking if you kind of almost lean great on the side that the wind is. Then it almost neutralizes it straight towards the pin. But especially with your rough iron, I mean, the amount that, especially if you're close, that the wind can affect the ball when it's not even going like half the height of the flagstick is almost minimal. Minimal. But you see how that even went high on there, even though it took away like a rain? Nice job, Ty, getting back over 4K, man. It's awesome. It's no small feat. Watch that again. So thanks back off. Try to get a 5-player. Anuheo. Is that how you say his name? Anuheo. Played it before, he's really good. Okay, so here's what you want to do on this. Obviously, get it perfect. This should get me right to the bunker. It's gonna miss. Yeah, that's a bad miss. Not bad. That's a bad miss. You gotta get sun green and all. I'll let him have it. Unless I get a similar second wing where I can try to go for it again. But even if I do, it's not worth wasting a ball. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, the apps definitely changed the heck out of my game, too. I was kind of going off of little reference points. I had an idea of every now and then, like, oh, each ring kind of is about 2 per ring on this load. But to make it easier, I realized it's really just a game changer. See, that's the benefits going second here. See, I still not guaranteed shit. If I get a good wind, I might try to go for it. Well, don't mind if I do, I guess. So let's do the same thing, but just do 2 side spin, 2 back spin, 2.5 back. Yeah, 2.5 is fine. Careful on this, you don't need full overpower out there. Do it again. Alright, now we put the pressure on him to make the shot. That's tricky. It's just offline enough to mess with your plan on that bump. What would you guys do? Go max distance and dunk it? I probably would. That ball will carry way up in the air. You can almost land one full target short of the hole there. Fine. He makes that. I'll be upset. Alright, good. Be funny if we come back and win this one after going OB. would be frustrated if I were him, seeing that I got that same win. But did you see how you didn't probably need that full top spin, I mean a full overpower? Who wins? Not easy to win on, but we try. Tailwind. Staying right here, right at the edge of the shadow. Doing about 3 of right spin and 1 of back spin. That should get you there. I'm considering just play this 20% just because if I remember right, it's like I said. There's already a little bit of crow going that direction, so I don't think I'm gonna get time just a little bit. Perfect. I don't have too much backspin. Too much backspin. Yeah, see if a little bit of backspin doesn't help there. Not a terrible shot, but that's a pretty good reference point for a sniper. It's right at the edge of basically max distance. Kind of line it up with a shadow. Right there. Half a bar backspin should work with this range. If you get above like an 11 wind, go ahead and do a full bar backspin. If you get a neutral straight tailwind, probably want to go ahead and do full right spin. But everything was already pointing that way as well. I only did like a couple bars. But it was tracking, so it's not like we were offline by much. He makes it, he makes it. It's got a cat. This should be like 2.5 bars of backspin. I don't know why, but there's got to be a flat spot right there. Be right. Passed it. Alright, that's a win. Yeah, I agree, Ty. That's the correct way to play it. Just because if you try to play the right side of the green, everything tracks offline. There's a little groove in the middle, but I don't think there's much to play with if you don't go from left to right. Let's go to a hole where we can use this on. However, with a power 3 and power 2 well, it should almost put you at min distance right where your driver switches. It should put you almost right at your landing spot, which should be just before the upslope of that little left side of those 2 hills that are right there. And then generally if you land there, if you have a headwind, I think it's under 10 miles an hour, you can do 3 bars of backspin, but if you have an APOC 5, anytime you go over like 14, you may not want to do max backspin with any driver there. But let's see what we can do here. Let's keep rolling. Some people play 10%. I play 20% there. I've had it work. I've had it bite me. But 20% seems to be the one that works for me there. If it's a low wind, I'm sure playing by low, I mean, let's call it 8 miles an hour and less, then I'm sure it's okay to play 10%. But if you start going up into the 12s, 15, 16 mile an hour winds, playing 10% for that much of a down drop, I just don't think is a recipe for success. Unless you've got your landing spots totally established, but 4.6. Just for the sake of showing you guys measurement. Like I said, I should put us right at the top of that hill. Bring it off back a little bit. Don't go that much towards the sand. I don't care where I go on the fairway as long as it is not the sand. I actually think both of those pair of shootouts, it's safe to say you can play 10 to 20%. That's a neutral way to go. I know one thing, it's not zero, and I know the other thing, it's not 30%. So those two things I can guarantee you. How do you guys feel about the Rudolph ball? I know Annette loves it. Ed does too, I think, right, Ed? With all the balls with, what do they call it, design outside the shell. Next is Sarah. Let's do the same thing here. I'm not trying to get cute with a roll in. Let's try to hold this son of a gun. So if we decide it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but 1.5 outside, 10.9 next distance, still sticking with 10%, 12 rings. Doing 11.5. It's going to be left. I should have done the full 12. Should have done the full 12. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I'm not a fan of any of those balls that make it look like it's something that's totally abnormal to a shot. I mean, did we really need to put those the little dip underneath on the ears right there? I don't think so either. I don't like the little hat design on the ghost ball. I mean, I like it as far as looks, but when you're actually playing with it, I do feel like sometimes it does do a funky roll, especially if you're on the fringe or something. I've seen it help some people. Their ball was rolling towards the fringe, but you know how some of those can be cut kind of high to where it helps the ball stay in. I've seen sometimes that hat has kind of messed up sometimes some people because it'll catch it right on the fold and fold back over onto the rough on them. Yeah, I don't like the design either. I think they missed it with the color. I don't know. I don't know how I would have improved it, but I just know I wouldn't have used it. I hope everyone's had a happy new year. Between now and this time last year, I'm just trying to think about where I was in Golf Clash. And wow, what a difference. I think it's when I actually first started stumbling on Tommy's little videos. And I think I was looking at mostly stuff like how to, like tips and tricks kind of thing, so I was actually trying to get an advantage. This one is a 20% shot. Let's go ahead and, what do you guys think? Should I try the sand bump? Nice shot, buddy. Put everything down. 10.1, you say, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of backspin. 10.1. Let's just go 1 to 1 here. Add a 0.9 raise. I'm adding 11 so that way I can just do a little bit of curl. That's going to be in the sand. I think he beat me. I'm not sure where he landed. I forgot. I think he's better. I think he's like in the 2-yard range. Ooh. I'll take it. So what? That was 5 bars of backspin, max right. I landed kind of right to where the white ring was touching the rough there. And then basically at that distance, because I was going to play at 20%, I wasn't quite at max numbers, but I wasn't quite where I want to be at min. I think it's pretty safe with a sniper to go 1 to 1 there, but I added an extra ring so I could curl it. I find if you try to go straight at that without any curl, it's almost guaranteed just because of the way the angle of that hill is that you're going to end up left, unless you have like a 10 plus mile an hour, let's call it a 12 plus mile an hour wind. Gonna play a little corn. Gonna get my puppy some of this duck jerky. So how y'all doing tonight as far as your streaks going? I know everyone's getting their grinding going. It's been a crazy season. I think I just saw the top list put out, and I don't know who we ticked off or who we impressed, whether it's one or the other, but we got a really tough bracket, I think, out of the top. What do they call it? 20 clans. I think we have 12. Okay. So I was just thinking, the one thing I had, who's leading our bracket? Oh, here, I'll show you. Sorry, I just got back here from making a run. Let's see here. Here's our bracket here. Obviously, you guys know who Olympus Rising is. Wolfpack's good. Continental's good, but they've got a few of our people that used to be in our group and everything, so I'll abstain from making any comments about them other than that they're there. Mafia Brothers, I've met some really good players from there. Gonna go ahead and give this guy a shout out with VML. I've played a lot of games against him. He is super talented. Where is he? This guy. If you ever play against him, very, very good player. I don't know who your name is, dude, but you've on Tour 12, he's one that went hole in one. We rematched. He hit an Albie, and then we rematched again just because like there's no way he could beat me that many times. And then he just drained another long eagle shot. So those guys are good. But let's see. I know they're in the top. They're in the top. Kofifa, Shake and Bake's got a good grinding squad. I guess the Putt Pirates are there above us too. They grind well, but you know, all these people. I think all the way down to. I saw Easy Eagle was in there too. Yeah, almost the Eagles of Sweden, I think, were in there. So it goes up pretty big there. I don't know if it's just in my ear or not, but sometimes I don't know if this equalizer on this Bose headset is very equalized, so if it rattles, I apologize. Okay, let's make sure we have everything set up right. Good. Sorry for the pause, let's get back going. God, it's already midnight. I love this song. It's got a good drive to it. Yeah, I don't know why we're not able to match up. I mean, you figure we'd be able to. We're both in the U.S. It's not like we're crossing the ocean or something. That is a good drive. That is a good spot to be. I hate this shot. Let me just go ahead and preface this. I think it's just such a bear trap. Just make our lives easier and just keep this in bag. So just pay attention to your angle here. So if this went perfectly dead straight, I'd be pointing this way. So just make sure you give yourself plenty of room this way to go out in the fairway. This way you can miss a little bit great inside right with max overpower. Idiot. Here I go talking garbage about missing to the right, and then you do that. Don't do that. Whatever you do. That was poor luck. Actually, that was not luck at all. That was exactly what happened where I was lined up. That was just poor aim up. But I've won with less before. This guy's still got to make 2 shots in a row to beat me. I don't think you can match up players in the same clan. People will say, I played against this person. They're probably on a different account. So now I've got to make 2 shots to win. I can definitely lose it with this next shot, but I can't win it, so don't be stupid. So, here's the stupid shot. Oh, I'm just going to go right here, lay up for a perfect eagle shot. Take your medicine. If you're playing like crap and you're going to lose the hole anyway. I could probably do a little bit less. Just line up your ball guide right there. Move it a half a square over. Put your curl on it. Don't overpower. That was stupid. Stupid. I'm lucky to still have it on the fairway. Bad miss. Taking down Chaotic Piece. Chaotic Piece, so they could clan. I don't think I've ever played them. No, obviously I have, but to the top of my mind, I mean. Sweet, we've got like 6 more people subscribed today. That's awesome. Alright, let's see what we can do here. It's probably going to be a Max Thorn. Yeah, you are. So, in an ideal world, okay, here's what's gonna have to happen. If we're gonna have to do this, I could have nail an overpower shot here. Go back this way, this way. Get distance. There's too much. Let's see even how much I overpowered that. Yeah, the rough chips on 12, on 11 are rough, man. No pun intended, but have you tried, are they far where you can't dunk them? I mean, sometimes I have to go away from dunking. I'm not going to try to play everyone for a full. Sometimes when it's just, like, if you're off, you're off. It's just, I'd like to have something else to switch it up to, if I can. Oh, okay. If I max 11 again here in the next 2 matches, if I do 2 in a row, then I'll try 1 at 12, just to see if I win it. Well, do I take the bait? Fuck it. So, if I'm aiming correctly, 14.9 should go there. So let's go 22, so 14.9, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. I'm not going full curl, going right about here. Get some distance. Yeah. I'm sure if I used a bigger power ball, I could have done it, but I just wanted to see if I had my lineup correct. Where did I land short? Right about there. So that could have made it with a. You know what you could do? Obviously, full blaster right here, but watch what happens if he lands too far. See where 14.5 will put you? If he full blasts this, he'll go maybe in the water. Or he'll be right on the edge. Watch. Yeah, he'll be right on the edge here. He used power 4 ball. Even though he missed it, it'll be a perfect shot. See what I was saying? How you can't use too much there. I was going to consider going straight with the power 3 ball, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see if a hook was possible. Well, let's just be smart here. Go to the right. Angle up a little bit, so let's go over here. Yeah, you can count me out of it. Ever going back to tour 10 if I can avoid it. I hate that tour. Only because I played it for so long. It is a tough tour too. I think it's the perfect combination of people wanting to not risk as much money in case they have a losing streak, have really good players so that way they can go on streaks. It's got good courses to where if you have the clubs, you have such an advantage. But there's no real advantage once you're on equal level clubs with somebody. It's kind of one of those. It's really easy for people to get those shootouts so dialed in to where there's zero room for error on your part. You're not hitting it a yard and a half. It's basically almost like Tour 10 and Tour 12 can be very similar when it comes to their difficulty as far as what makes it difficult. Tour 12 is a little more difficult because those shots from the rough and the sand and those long shots and those mid-distance evo shots, they do not miss them. There's plenty of opportunity and they just don't do it. So we're going to go full right spin. I'm going to try to avoid doing any overpower here, so we're going to go What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bars of top spin. 9.6. Idiot. It's 5.7 rings. So just measure your stuff here. 5.7. And just fix your angle. That's too much. Idiot. That was stupid. Stupidness. The power 4 ball that on the curl shot I did, or the one he did, because he tried a power 4 and he actually, I don't know if he missed it in the water because he missed it great, but it looked like he just had too much distance for it, so I think the power 4 ball might have made it on my shot. I've been beating higher ranked players, but losing players 131. Not 2%. Yeah. It can be a little bit of a jerk sometimes, that tour can. I'll give you guys 2 guesses to what I'm probably going to have to do here. This is a tough one. Don't mess with any of that. I don't care where it puts you. See how I'm adjusting the angle here. That way if it goes more than 5 rings, we're okay. Darn it, bye-bye hole. That's bad miss. That's the one part of my game I really need to make sure I sure up, because I'm terrible with that right now. I've been on a bad streak on missing those shots. I can do the max overpower shots and hit those almost exactly where I plan to, but when I just want to take a nice slow rapier right in the middle, I can't do it. I don't know if it's the yips or what. I deserve to lose that one. That's I'm gonna try to get this one back just because I think we can beat this guy. I think he's copying us, so I want to see what it's like when he goes first. Alright, let's switch it out here. Here that I'm working with, in case anyone's wondering. Obviously, that's a huge disappointment that I'm only right there with my Thor's hammer after all this time. Can't wait for this to level up. Just got this leveled up. The one I'm really waiting for is for this to get to level 6. This at level 7, I see that a ton in Tour 12. I get beat by that all the time. So I got beat by this the other day on Tour 12. It was like level 7 Kingfisher. I guess it must be pretty good. Like I said, this is a very underrated sandwich in the higher tours. It can be your best friend sometimes, heck, even in Tour 11. That's why I have it in this bag. Also, the Saturn is a good club for Tour 11. We haven't had a lot of the Paris courses, but it's good for a couple of those. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'm just trying to do my part to help out.
be part of the team. Biggest part of getting frustrated with anybody that might not be putting up as many points as you is like, well, the only thing you can do is either get mad at it or just try to lead by example, and complaining does no good, so might as well just try to show people it can be done. Sometimes people get really stuck in the chats about overstudying and overwatching videos and stuff, and it's like, people can tell you how to play the hole a million times, but go out there and do it a few times for yourself and you'll see exactly how to work more where you miss, where you hit the ball better. Here's approach I was maybe talking about. Do yourself some favors here. Line up mid distance. Look at that wind. Don't go too much topspin, so that way you don't have to hook it. 12.5 and 10%, so let's go 15. 7.7 rings. Give yourself a little forgiveness so you can hook it. And do about one ball of curl. Should get you right up there to the edge of the fairway. You can overpower that if you want. The Thor's Hammer is really good to go up there. You can just kind of either full blast it and backspin it a few, or well, I like that aiming spot going mid distance because it's pretty level. You don't want to miss too much to the left there. You obviously don't want to miss great. I know you are flirting with that rough there, but as long as you can hit for the most part. Inside, not good, right? You should be okay. Just remember, if you're curling, depending on the wind, sometimes it can make the curl bow out, or it can make it really suck in, so just keep that in mind. $6,000, hell yeah. 32, hell yeah, that's a hell of a lot, man. 32 or 9 wins. Golf clap. That was for Ed, not for my opponent. Turkey bowl. Okay, so this is exactly why I use these two clubs for this wind. Crank it back, spin it over a little bit. So this way, honestly, that might actually be a good line. We're getting a little higher. And it should come from their 8.6 rings. I'm okay with this going high. I'm not okay with this going short. We shouldn't need to curl this at all. Normally we would, but the angle should do it. That should be as much curl as we need. Yeah, maybe a little curl would have done it. Thing you don't want to do, you don't want to go too high behind the pin. You could, if you wanted to. I've gotten lucky with certain rolls with the Saturn there, but it's a lot easier than playing. I guess it's a nice lineup shot there with the sniper, actually. But the Goliath is a really tough shot to hold this distance with. So I recommend Guardian, and whether it be at Backbone or at Saturn, I think the Saturn is a little better for ball guide and backspin. I feel like a Backbone is just kind of like a little brother to the Goliath. Okay, try to roll it in. Looking good. Guy got robbed. By the way, that's also why I never try to roll into this hole from the front of the hole. Always try to roll in from the back. It's a pretty steady roll if you follow the grid behind it, the little pale. There's always a dark grid and light grid. Use those columns on the green to give yourself aiming points if you have to backspin shots. Sometimes it's easier than trying to go straight to the hole or not, because there's so many funky bounces that you have to take. But if you know exactly where you need the ball to be on the green to roll down to a hill, or down a hill or down a slope towards a hole, then that does you a lot more favors. This clan is probably going to be the clan with the most points. Alright, here's another favorite shootout hole here. We have a Guardian. 8.2. So here's the thing I need to adjust. This is what everyone wants to know about. 8.10%, so 4.8 rings. I'm going to try to put that, but line up right here, so let's go. What did I say here? 4.8. So basically we can move this over right there. See how it's going to be right at the tip of the spear there? But then we don't need to go full back, so let's go 3. Add a yard. I missed my line. I mean, I've had worse misses, but I think that's closer to the play we need to make here. You see how I didn't have to fully crank down the backspin on that, though, with an APOC 5, just by adjusting the landing spot towards more of this front hill. Everyone's trying to land right where he's at, which he'll be fine with this rock. If he doesn't make it with a rock, he should be ashamed of himself at a 4.7 wind. Goodness gracious, this is like a 2 or 5 hole with that. Smart play on his part, though. Hell yeah, man. Looking forward to it also, Robbie. It's going to be fun. It'll just be nice to have the avenue, I think, for people who really want to play and prove themselves. And Delta's such a good clan to where it shouldn't ever feel like a demotion for somebody in case something has to happen. Some people just have to go there for life circumstances or for just different learning opportunities. So yeah, you better make that. How in the world did I win that? I'll take it, though. Nah, I'm not going to play you again, buddy. I don't want to give your clan any points. John, was I here for John? I think I was here for John. Yeah. Let's see where I'm at. Oh no, I just did, but I forgot. 3-8. 10. Let's see, I wonder if I'll play till the end of this pin chest and then call it a night. I might need to call it a night here at 12:30. Maybe one more match. Not because I'm tired, but it's like you said, it'll be 3 o'clock before I know it, and I gotta work in the morning. Well, yeah, and Delta's got some unreal good players that. The thing I don't think people realize, and to be completely candid with you guys, since I was the president of one of the initial clan, I mean the Two Birdies One Cup clan, I was there when everything started, and it's not like when clans got started that everyone said, okay, we've gone through, we've sorted and ranked every player in United, and we've socialistically almost broken it up to where every clan's going to have the equal amount of player ratio, whether that's masters. So, there was none of that. What happened was they said, here's the presidents of the clan. And I know, Robbie, you are too, so I'm not trying to spill anything that's going to be offensive here. I think it's just nice to level with people. They said, here's your group of people that we're going to give you to get in touch with, and to the best of our ability, we try to get in touch with people. And after that, some people didn't make it through, some people just because of timing and having to fill clans got rearranged, but when it comes to United clans, guys, there's a lot of people that are making these rules that we're all following, which I'm not objecting to, but the people that are making them and enforcing them aren't having to follow them because they're not in clans that are dictated by these rules, if that makes any sense. So when we got started, there's going to be some really good players that get put in clans that why should they have to be there if they want to go somewhere else? And it's not like they're doing it to offend their clan. They just said, I got put here by luck of the draw, so can I go now after I kind of prove myself and have my freedom to go where I want? Yeah, that's great. And I know a lot of people are on board with that. The big thing people get upset about is leaving during the middle of a season. Now, because I've been victim of it on our other clan, absolutely, that should kind of be one of those things where, hey, we're all kind of on the same team here. Let's make sure we're not screwing each other over and don't leave one United clan to go to another for this. But would someone be singing that same tune if they left a United Clan and went to, let's not use direct names here, Front Limpus Frising, something like that? No, people would say, "Oh, great, good for you, go for that opportunity." But there's a lot of people that are affiliated with United Clans that are in that. So at the end of the day, we're enough seasons in to where people that have put plenty of money into this game uh, have shown they really, really want to compete to be part of the top clans in the world, which is United Boom Squad the best clan in the world? No, we're not, but we're trying to be. But there are certain handcuffs that are put on people. Yeah, there weren't any rules. I mean, to be also honest, the whole rules were kind of bantered back and forth between the collection of presidents. You know, hey, what should we do? What should we not do? This is what happened. There was a lot of trial and error. And there were some people that there's certain clans that I think have a really good home. There should be clans for people that are just getting on board, just like we were talking about a year ago. You know, if I jumped on a year ago, I wouldn't be moaning and groaning that I wasn't part of Boom Squad because I hadn't been doing it for a year and a half. It's just like any other. I mean, grew up playing, going all the way up to semi-pro baseball and stuff. There's certain times where yeah, you can do something for fun, but still have merit-based standards. So I know it's a long-winded way of saying it, but what's wrong with two groups that are of the same people saying, hey, we want to go ahead and kind of create one feeder system so that way someone who isn't quite able to keep up to par doesn't get completely ousted from the possibility of ever being there again. But if someone wants to be in that other clan, it doesn't have to be a free-for-all. It could say, okay, well, if you go in here, go to Delta, give yourself a little bit of time. If you prove yourself, then one, you've helped Delta, you've gotten an opportunity to go to Boom Squad. So I think the merger is completely, I don't see why people get offended. I hear them and saying, well, I've been here since day one. Why should I be in here if not? It's like, well, you were very lucky to be here from day one, but if you're obviously telling us by your play, which is the only way we really have to judge you, that you don't want to be here, then what else are we supposed to do? So we're not going to kick people, but we're not going to say that your spot should be held just for the sake of you being here first. It's a finders keepers type thing. If someone wants to prove themselves while you're not putting up, then by all means, why should they be stopped? Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%, Robbie. That's a good call. That's one of the hardest things that happened with us leaving our other clan was, you know, there was three of us that thought we were you're taking our three top scores and screwing us over. The intention isn't ever to screw anybody over. If I wanted to do that, there's a lot more terrible things that someone could do if they wanted to screw somebody over. But at the same time, to make someone stay someplace just because you feel like you have a right to them and you own them, then that's, I feel like, a little bit against the spirit of what we should be doing anyway. But I agree with you. If you look at some of these top clans in the world, how many of them have two or three feeder clans that go into the one that's a higher performing one? There should be nothing wrong with us having the same model. If we had a completely arbitrary set of rules from the beginning that we're abiding by just for the sake of saying, well, that's how we've always done it, then that's never a good reason. Is given a very valid point. I don't think emotion is leading it. If emotion were leading it, people would have been kicked and stuff a long time ago, and there wouldn't have been a debate. We'd be having a much different conversation. I know I'm playing through this Saturn here. We're going to play short of the whole mid distance at 13.7, so let's play this 15% shot mid. 7 rings. I know I'm rambling about it, but it just stinks when people sit there and say you're not loyal to something when you're like, listen, I've tried as hard as I can. I appreciate that I shouldn't have to boot anybody, but if I just want to go play the game, why should I have to be penalized for just trying to, stay in, go ahead. Not a fool. Left 2 games right here only because they were allowing people to leave and then come back, and then there was too much of a frat house. Yeah, definitely, Ty. There's definitely a proper balancing act. I don't think coming and going as you please should ever be there. I think the places that are there for the clan should be cherished. to the point where it's not like, oh, I'm living and dying for this, let me get a tattoo on my taint of this clan. It's not something like that, but I think it should be one of those. I worked hard to be here. I want to keep my spot. I'm going to continue to keep my spot until someone outperforms me. And if someone outperforms me, it doesn't automatically mean you're out. You either can have a reason, you can do this. If you prove yourself for 2 seasons in a row and you have one little dip week just because you said I want to take a break, it's almost like the kind of rule with bill collectors. Just make sure that you're keeping in contact with your captains or whatever, and no one's just going to oust you. It's when you go silent and you ghost everybody that people start wondering. Let's play this 20% here. See how much max right there? Let's put kind of like the golden shot rule here, but let's do the red ring right here. Let's do 4 bars of backspin, 3 of left spin. Let's do, 4.5 bars backspin, 3 left spin, 10.3 at 20%. Should just be a 1-to-1 ratio. Let's do 11 rings. 5, 10, 11. And not that much curl. I'm hoping this does okay. Nope. It's too short. Yeah, I should have moved up more. That's going to be a terrible one. I mean, we're on the green. Yeah, tattoo on tank. Yeah, and that's the other thing. The only people that I've ever seen that I ever considered trying to say, hey, you're out of the clan, was never someone that was talking to people, was trying to seek out help, was either, no one's ever, I'm sick, I'm this or that. No one's ever been kicked out for that. It's always been people that have either had a personal issue with either their behavior, the way they go attack other members, which I've noticed that happens a lot more for certain clans. It usually comes from the same dynamic that, tell me if you have this. There's top earners in the clan, there's probably people trying to poach them, so they keep getting this, a voice on their shoulder saying, come over here, you're better than this, you deserve this, you deserve that. Being recruited is one of the most addicting drugs someone can ever have as far as for the ego. So you have them and saying, why am I stuck here on this clan, blah, blah, blah. And I know I just said you shouldn't inhibit those people from leaving. But at the same time, if those people want to say, well, should there be some standards that we uphold so that way I can actually be a member of this clan that I'm proud to be on, I would love to stay. If you guys want to maybe start, not necessarily with starting minimums, but we all know how easy it is to make an excuse. The biggest one that I hear isn't a negative one, and it's not invalid in all the cases, but I feel like some people are using it as a blanket statement when if we really inspected it, it wouldn't be justified, such as, well, I have a life, so I can't play all the time. Okay, fine, that's 100% okay. Then if you can't play all the time, no one's asking you to. If you can be super efficient and maybe score a top certain thing in Masters brackets or Banner and Expert bracket twice a month, then that's fine. Ooh, we got a chance here. Let's have some fun, guys. I haven't had a good drive like this. What did I say? 14.6 was too much, so that's right about right. I don't think I should need any side spin. Switch our club. 14.2. Every time. Yeah, the ball's definitely about shorter with that one there. What was I saying? Sorry, I missed some of the comments here. More related rules. Yep. Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I keep coughing, guys. I think there's. Yeah, and I think some people what's the right word I'm trying to say? They get hurt when they say they're on a weaker clan. Weaker doesn't mean that we think that you don't deserve to play this game just as much, that you don't deserve to have the access to the same materials that we do to get better, but at the end of the day, people perform better than other people. I know this because there's a lot of other people that perform better than I do, so that way if I don't get invited to a clan like Olympus Rising, I don't get my feelings hurt because I know I'm not quite there yet. But I guarantee you if I try to get in there and someone was going to get kicked for something, there'd have to be a good reason for that person to be to leave. So to try to expect some similar standard from us, I feel like is more of a compliment than it is us trying to infringe and upset people. By the way, you see this, however, about min distance with this 13.4. Play this 30%. Let's see what happens. Put the right club in. 6 rings. I'll make it, don't worry. Because that's the right number. One. Off power, off power. Still going to be 2 right. I mean, I've had worse bunker shots. Where did our opponent go? I totally didn't even pay attention. Oh yeah, he went in the rough there. Yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, I got off track there. Talking about people. Oh yeah, where the internal phrase come from. So there's someone who's maybe active in the chat that's at the bottom of the list, putting up no points or doing this, and someone who, like I said, is getting recruited by these better clans. I put better in quotes because, let's be obvious, we don't know any of these players. You may or may not, but I'm just saying in a blanket statement, you don't know any of these players, so what's the one thing we have to go to clans based on how good they are? Their points. So if a clan has more points than another one, by definition of that system, they are a better clan. So that's where I was trying to say. I think these people get offended by. You're a part of United. Be proud of it. Just by saying you're a part of a weaker United clan, take that as you just score fewer points. There's a reason why you do that. It's because it's not that you don't have people that are eventually going to be good players, but right now, play at your level. And if you want to take a step up and potentially join one, there are opportunities by stuff like this merger. So instead of Boom Squad having to completely free up a spot for somebody and miss out and double up and basically say, well, we gave this person a whole month and they screwed us over, then this eliminates that. This says, okay, let's go to Delta. There's enough players that they're good enough to where having this person here isn't going to hurt us if they don't perform because there's plenty of good people. But if you do perform, you can either stay in Delta and really make a spot up to Boom Squad, or if you want to go ahead and just stick, if you just want to make the move, you can if we need the position. But I do like the idea of a feeder system just because it's a little change, and I feel like it's ultimately meant to be more positive than it is negative. I'm a big fan of anyone doing stuff just by saying, well, we want to be the best, do whatever to do it. That's fun and all, but that can really be a buzzkill sometimes when the game's no more fun. But to try to be around people that take the game as seriously as you do, I don't think should be looked down upon. I think it should be encouraged. A lot of us have lives. I have a job where I'm lucky where I can play the game and still do stuff. I understand not all people do, but there's ways around that. And the ability for you to have a life and be a player on this game shouldn't supersede the ability for someone else to just do a simple move like move your clan. I mean, if you don't want to do it and you want to sit there and keep your stake to it, I think you should have the ability to defend for your spot. But we can talk about that later. Oh, sorry, Scott. We're talking about a merger that I still think we gotten that approved through Ian. Let's play here. Max distance is there. Just missed it too far. Did not go through Ian? Okay. All we're trying to do is basically create it to where Boom Squad and Delta are going to be kind of a joint clan. And the whole purpose of it is so that way, say for example in Boom Squad, or say it could always flip too, is what if Delta goes insane, which isn't the plan. We want to stage it where Delta is, for lack of a better term, let's call it, we have Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1 is the ones that are super active, can be active, decide to be active for this season, have dedicated it, and let's lock in for a season these top 50. Take those top 50 and run with it. The next season, take the bottom 10 of that top of Group 1, compare that to the top 10 of Group 2, compare and contrast who wants to go, who wants to stay, is it feasible? Maybe the people that finish top in Delta don't want to do the same next month, and that's fine, they can stay there. But it's a way for us to be able to move players within United clans without feeling like one United clan is betraying another one. Because ultimately, if we have a switch where now that player who was in Group 1 is going to be moved to Group 2 to fill a spot for the person who wants a chance to perform better, then no clan's getting hurt because you're not losing a member. That's ultimately the biggest thing we want to eliminate is, and they want to cause a fit about it, then, you know, they kind of have to have their cards in a row by saying, here's why I deserve to be on a spot. And if they really have all their cards in a row and they actually have those credentials, then yeah, absolutely, there's no room for us to kind of say you're out of here. But generally, if someone wants to be moved to another clan, it's not for no reason. Whether it be they're not putting up the right amount of points, whether it's they're not being active, we can't get a hold of them, they're not responding to anything, we can play together. And the other half, you're not losing the other half because now the other players that were in Boom Squad that had to make room are now some of the top players that would be in Delta anyway. So it's a mutually beneficial deal, I think, as far as beneficial for players that really want to play well and have a shot, and those that still want to be on a really good clan, because it's not like they're going back to the brand new clan that was just formed, if there was one, with 20 members. You're going to a full clan, puts up points, you can always make your way back in, but you got to earn it. There's nothing in my mind that tells me you have to earn your position is a wrong thing. Even if in the future that means I get booted from my position or whatever because I'm not putting up points, that is something I think should, yeah, exactly. Both clans are going to be on the Champions 100, so that's the ultimate goal because then you get max benefits for the clan, from the clan. And if you look, just being in the Champions 100 isn't even, I don't think, the ultimate benefit to clans because you have to get to Expert 1, and you have to get to Master 1, and I think that's going to be season after season. Yeah, good. And if anyone does have any, like, logical objections to the merger, I don't think any of us are beyond hearing arguments, but just as much as you'd want us to have all of our supporting reasons for wanting to have it, I feel like if you don't want to have it, you should also be expected to have just as many reasons as why not to. I think that should be a fair way to kind of engage in helpful arguments, discussions, helpful discussions. Arguments isn't a good word. But enough of that little diatribe I went on there, so let's go ahead and see if I can win. See if I can win 2, and then I'll call it a night. You guys have been awesome, by the way. This has been the most people I've ever had kind of watching. I know it's not like we're staggering Tommy YouTube numbers, but that's never my goal. My goal is to just stream so I can kind of interact with a few people just so you guys can see if I ever do well. It's not because people are playing my account or anything like that. That's the other thing we need to do is make sure we put a nix on that because that's going to get some people in trouble. I'm not saying any United clans do it. Huh, look at there. I couldn't tell you're just hanging out. You just can't. This is unbelievable. Alright, let's go for this, buddy. I'm going to use a Gingy. No, we can do this with a Power 3 ball. 12.7, huh? There's our line. You see that line I'm trying to land right there. So let's go 18 rings. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. And let's go 22. 19, 20, 21, 22. This is going to be a bender. This isn't going to make it. This is going to go in the rough. This is going to go in the rough. I found fairway. Hey, Robbie, you can go 20. You can go 22 rings after your lineup there, I guess. I bagged the wrong driver too. I mean the wrong wood club, but I guess the sniper should get me there. Can't believe that made it over there. That should have gone sand any day of the week. Yeah, there you go. You have a little bit better wind for it. I had a little more angle, so you got that good line. A 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe too much. That's good. There you go. Let her rip, buddy. Let's see it. Hell yeah. Like fist bump. Boom. High five. All right. Race for Albies here. Whoa. See, this is what I was talking about. If you look, so that's max distance right here up the hill, 11.9. Look at that dark spot right there. See that dark line right there that goes to the hole? I want to back up to there, so let's go here and back up this way. 11.9 uphill. Right here. 11.6, 10 rings. 5, 10.6 rings. That was just 10 rings, my bad. I just want to make sure it doesn't roll up the green. Come on down. Ah, that's too much. Pushed it a little too much. But you see that little, this dark green line? Yeah, this is the one you want to land on right here at the top of the hill, and it usually will roll right back down in the hole some way. I think you can get there with full backspin on this cat 4. I know you can get there, but I'm saying as far as I think it'll hold up enough. Yeah. 12.4. Oop. Give a bit of extra wind. Seven rings, 6.5. It's right at 7. Come on, get it. Hold on. Damn it. We'll go to a shootout. Do you want me to? You think you can make that? No, I did. Here, I'm gonna hope you don't make that. If you make it, I'll be super pissed at you, buddy. Well, you gotta go for the dunk. Just leave it half a bar, half a ring short. That's actually perfect right there. Maybe a little bit back. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it looks good to me. I'd go with it. You're going uphill, so no, that's too much. Oh no, that's too much. Hell yeah. Get in. Oh, see, I thought it was too much right there. Nice bid, though. Nice bid, man. Good job going for it. Stay out of the hole, you jerk. Yeah, so on the uphill dunk, if it's in your face there, kind of just put it almost on the front lip, the ball guide. That should get it going. I know it'll look like it's barely going to even, like it's going to bounce in front of the hole, but the trajectory will almost make it hit the flag or the back side of the cup. That was a good bid, though, man. Nice try. Good drive, man. Yours is better than mine. But I think you had like a 12 o'clock wind. I think mine was coming out of a funkier version. Alright, let's see who can get closest here. Play it real. I'll play it real if you do. Damn, what a tough wind. Jesus. Lost here, buddy. I think we have to curl this one on the left side. But I think it's got to be like almost it's going to be a max distance cat, even if not some overpower. Yeah. I think you can pull her all the way back, man. Yeah. Good job on the curl. Good job. I like that plan. Excellent shot. Excellent shot. Well executed, buddy. Thanks, Ed. Okay, so 10.9. Let's play it here. Let's play it just right there. I'm not actually going to curl it. That's the shape I'm going to try to take. I'm going to max this thing out on the angle. I wanted to miss that a little bit on the left side. Great, so I can curl a little more. Alright. Good game, buddy. You're a really good player, dude. That's good. Yeah. So this guy, the lead singer of the White Stripes, is a big P1. That's what they call a person who listens to. There's a radio station here in DFW called The Ticket. They've been around for 25 years actually this year, and been listening for probably about a decade. But Jack White is a big fan of theirs. He and Ian Kinsler actually have this campaign called a War Stick campaign, where I think they make bats and stuff. So, little fun fact: he's a local guy. Okay. You guys have been awesome for watching, man. Let's see if I can actually not pair up with Robbie for a match. How much backspin did you end up doing there, Rod, with that cat? Did you do 3 or 2? Maybe 2? I don't even see what course we're playing. Ooh, this one's begging for it. The obvious play here is to play up the middle with a drive. But if he tries with the Thor's 5, it was 2.5. Yeah. So maybe 2 with a little bit extra curl, because I saw yours and I put a little bit extra curl on mine. I thought yours was going to be enough for the angle of that wind, but I guess it held it up more than it did move it to the right. I was really surprised I wasn't at max sniper distance right there. Well, you went good distance. I'm going to try to have a little more fun with it. Anyone can hit a straight shot. See, that's the boring way. Watch, I'm going to get a much lower crackdown wind here. Ooh. Well, don't mind if I do on here, just be careful, only do 1 at topspin. Let's do 22, so it's gonna line up right here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, let's go right there. That should be okay. Crank her back. Let her fly. Bunker. Close to it. Yeah, I've stopped. I almost kind of think 12 plus headwinds. I almost imagine like another target, like a whole full ring of target past mine. And that's kind of like almost where if I land that towards the last ring, and that's kind of where it looks like I'm stretching it out, but I'm looking to the fairway that I'm trying to land towards the edge. And that's kind of where I move my reference point from. So I'm not actually looking at my target needle until I'm counting the rings. 12.0 rings. Downhill, he needs to leave this farther back in the cup. This is going to be a good dunk. He might, yeah, he'll be good here. This will make it. Unless he misses it. Misses the shot. Nailed it. DC line, downhill dunks. You need to get it a little bit more past the cup. And the opposite for uphill dunks, you need to pull it in front of the cup. For that exact reason. See how he landed short, but it looked like he was going to go dead center when he lined it up. Let's see if we can show him. See how I'm actually going above the flagpole though, so I need to actually move a little bit more distance. So if I was going to go in right now, I'd be here and a little bit past the cup. But because we're here, let's give ourselves about half a ring. That should fall in. Yeesh. Did I land past the cup there? I think probably. You know what I think I got fooled on? It doesn't matter if you're, if your ball guide goes above the flagstick, but you're going downhill, then you can almost neutralize that effect. I don't know. But if you're going from flat to flat downhill, then you should be okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't put more than one topspin on that drive. I've done that before, and I ended up in the rough way behind the green and was blocked out by some trees. So I think if you have between 11 and 15 headwind, you should be good for one topspin. You can still get there with like I think it's 8.75 to 10. You can get to that second fairway long enough to hook it, but if you're going to be less than that, then just go to the middle and just be careful with your overpower, because it'll look like when you stretch it out like you're not going to make it, but it's going to go farther than you think as far as carry goes when it's a tailwind. I'd say if you have an 8 block 5 with the 8 tailwind and you do a max overpower, then you'll land a good 3 or 4 rings into the rough on your first bounce. Well, we've decided on 11 headwind. I think I've decided on 1 bar of backspin, correct? I think I did. 11.8's right at that area. 1 bar of backspin. Still doing it. So, here, red ring, touching right there, right between the bunkers. That's where the blue ring's right there. Gonna go here, 1 bar backspin. Let's go 2.5 bars of left spin. 11.9 at 20%. 7.6. This is right at the verge here, right at the verge, 7.6. Okay. Let's see if this approach works. Gotta get there, fool. Oh, man. That hurts. So we gotta have his landing spot or spin. Because right at 12, I don't think you need any backspin. That's the hurt. Maybe a half bar would have done. No, Neutral spin would have done that. Alright, let's call this the last. Let's see how it goes. Well, I've dropped some trophies tonight, not exactly going on a quest towards a billion that I wanted. Hole 9, par 5. This is a very, very tough par 5. This might be the last hole of the night, guys. It's 1 o'clock a.m. here, so. In New Jersey. Please get in the rough. Well, now we know that no matter what, he can't get there in 2. I know if I miss that way, I'm in trouble too. Okay. Okay, yeah, I've been off the past 2 days. That's why I don't do too bad. That's the nice part. I mean, I went 4.5 years working in our level 1. You know what? This might have been the first song I remember. This is like 7th grade. See how much we're gonna lose here. 13.1. So we're gonna lose 13.1. That's max. I don't have to back it up that much. So let's go here, land in this little spot. Let's add this 13.1. No spin. I mean, a little bit of curl. That's an okay miss on that side. Alrighty. Alright. Nice job getting 1,000 points today, Robbie. Good job, bud, and it was fun playing with you, dude. You're a really good player. Thanks for letting me at least have 1 or 2 matches. And looking forward to next season, man. Hopefully we finish strong this season and both of us finish in the top. This got seat right here. And this shot in tour 12 would be sunk 3 out of 4 times. With this wind, the way those players are, you can almost guarantee that that's going perfect. It's going right where they need to. And it's going in. But I think ending on this eagle is a good way to go here. I appreciate everyone watching. It's been kind of a stream here. I know it's not really for a purpose as far as tournament, but I've been playing Tour 11 a lot, and I know some people want some help with it, so instead of writing a ton of notes, you can kind of see how I'm breaking down the hole. Did you guys see me nail that putt? It went in so quick you didn't even see it. Got back over to 700 million. Alright, I think I'm going to call it a night for the Golf Clash, guys. I'll be playing again tomorrow here in a few hours. And other than that, let's see here. If you want me to do this more on the regular, I'll try to. I feel like I'm starting to feel a little better while I'm streaming, and I really don't feel quite as many nerves. But I'm sure that'll change whenever tournament time comes out. I'm sure we'll hear about a tournament tomorrow around sometime around 10 in the morning. And I'm sure all the plans will be there and laid out after that. It's probably going to be a course that we already know. I'm assuming, if I had to guess, my guess is we're going to get Gokasho Bay. No, wait, it's a New Year's tournament, right? So they want to do something like, almost like the Vegas tournament, which they did the Milano with. They haven't done Gokasho in a while. Glen Monarch, they could probably do. They've done a lot of Glen Monarch here in the past couple, so I've ruled that out. Santa Ventura might have one, but no New Year. New York, we just had the New York City courses, so that can be out at the city park. Thanks for stopping by, Ed. I appreciate you, man. Oasis would be a tough one, yeah, that's true. I think the last time we saw the Oasis holes were in the... not the Oceania tournament, was it? I think it was the Oceania tournament. That's a tough tournament. Remind me or not, Tour 10 is from the back tees, correct? No, that's Tour 11 and 12. I'll try to stream when I can set aside a little bit of time, at least a few hours, to try to play and grind out. Eventually I'm going to try to get enough bankroll so I can start playing in Tour 12, but I do need some help and some studying on those, so I'm going to get working on that. Tour 11, I feel like I've kind of got down a little bit, especially the Paris courses. They just are a matter of execution. I think we've got that dialed in for Edwind or whatever, so if you want some help and I'm not on here right now, just find me on the Facebook Messenger or something. I'll see if I can help or point you in the right direction. And I guess this is the right time to say like and subscribe if you haven't. So if I do jump on board, you can just hit that bell and it'll tell you. God, yeah, Scott, you are not kidding. They're ridiculous. And not only is it because the shootouts are just hard to even, one, get on the green, but generally for the most part, the same rule unless you're putting it, one, on the green, but two, within, let's call it 3 yards on the Portello courses. There are some times where if your opponent shanks it, it's like you lick your chops and then you end up shanking the ball, and as soon as you let it go, you just have to watch it fail. It's terrible. But, alright, let's see, where do we end up here? I only got that one win in between. 4-3. Will it, Andy? Sleeping 4th tonight. I should be able to get 600 to be at 9,000 by the end of tomorrow. I'm going to try to, if I have a good streak, get to 9.5 tomorrow is my goal. 9.5 thousand. Let's see who's asking. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not going anywhere, it's just fun to see who's clicking, who's clickbaiting me. Because I guarantee you, here's what they do. Here's exactly what some people do. They go through, they have their captain, they go, okay, well, let's see who's above us or below us. So say if it was me, I feel like go through and they go, boom, invite, boom, invite, boom, invite, invite, invite. We all know who that is. Hey, we're ahead of them, and he even had a what? I think he got a gold, I think on the last one, right? Yeah, see, he got a gold. That's 11,000 points, and we're still ahead of him. Almost 12,000. He's incredible. He is one of those people that is kind of like the Goodwill Hunting of Golf Clash. Golf Will Hunting. Ooh, who can we call that? Golf Will Hunting. Tommy's already got a lot of nicknames, so we gotta call somebody else Golf Will Hunting. We'll mull it over. Let me know if you guys have any good candidates, but... Alright, I'll stop talking y'all's ear off. Let's see here. You guys have a good night. You're always welcome to come by and watch another streaming, and if any of you guys have any streams that you want to either figure out how to get set up easy with the iPhone, in YouTube here, let me know and I'll walk you through it. And then once you get a channel started, just let me know and I will gladly watch on. You guys have a good night. Happy clashing and drop those holes in ones. Get some booms. Good night.